What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it again with another Mental Gym video in which I give you guys frameworks you can use to become extremely successful and achieve all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about intelligence and how to be an intelligent person in the context of achieving all of your goals. You see, generally when we speak about intelligence, we all would like to strive to be intelligent people because really smart people, as most of us see them, are able to accomplish really great outcomes that are desirable and people want, and it either serves them or serves other people. But generally speaking, we want to be smarter because being smarter serves us. It's helpful. So how can we be intelligent in terms of achieving our goals, or be as smart as we possibly can and make intelligence an actionable thing that we can improve? Because usually when people talk about intelligence, like, oh, this person is intelligent, this person isn't intelligent, and then it's just straight like that. You can't improve it. But when it comes to achieving your goals, you can actually increase the level of your intelligence. And that's where I get into the definition I've created for this framework, which is the speed that you improve after making or realizing you've made a mistake. You see, on the path to achieving our goals and becoming successful, we are going to make mistakes, which is natural. But what really sets people apart in the speed that they're able to accomplish goals is the speed at which they improve. Like the speed that you're able to improve after realizing you made a mistake. Like if you improve the minute you see you've done something wrong, like you make the changes that you need to make after you've done something wrong, you're going to get to where you want to go faster. Because the main limiter on what allows us to achieve our goals or not is the skills, beliefs, and resources that we have at our disposal. So if you are instantly improving when you do things wrong, you're increasing your skills faster. And the higher your skills get, the easier it will be to accomplish the outcomes that you want. So what you want to do is make sure you're improving as fast as possible. Because on the other hand, if you're improving really slow, let's say you make a mistake, right? And then you're like, damn, that sucks. And you make the same mistake again, and again. And you do this for like a week, 2 weeks. Obviously, you're going to move much slower when it comes to accomplishing your goals because you're not learning the lesson that you need to learn in order to accomplish the goal, which would make you, in this case, stupid. But if you're someone who improves, the minute you realize you make a mistake, you're extremely intelligent because I said the speed, right? If you can change at maximum level speed, you're a really intelligent person. You're a really smart person, right? And we want to make sure we're as smart as possible. So that's where I get into how you can actually become more intelligent from a framework standpoint. And that is the first step of this equation is feedback. So, right? Plus urgency. So when we do an action or when we do something, we get an outcome. So wherever you're at right now when it comes to achieving your goals or whatever path you're on, you do actions. You do actions that are supposed to lead to the outcome of whatever you're trying to do on the path to achieving your goal, right? And so when you get those outcomes, that is feedback. You do something, something happens. Feedback, right? So when you get that feedback, you're like, okay, was this what I wanted or was this not what I wanted? Right? And obviously, if you got what you wanted, you're good. Nothing happens. But if you realize you've made a mistake, right? That is not something you want. And that's where you move into the next step of the equation instantly, which is urgency, which is the minute you realize you do something wrong, you urgently fix it, meaning that second or as soon as you possibly can, you fix the mistake. Because if you think about this, if when you get your feedback from doing something and you realize you've made a mistake and then you urgently fix it and then you keep doing this for a week, a month, a year, 2 years, the speed at which you're going to be moving is incredible when it comes to achieving your goals. Compared to someone who gets their feedback, they're like, oh, I made a mistake, because this is where most people get stuck. They get feedback, but they're not urgent. And because of that, they're dumb or they're unintelligent because the speed that they're improving is slow, or their intelligence is much lower because they're changing slower. And for that reason, they achieve their goals slower. So maybe something they could have achieved in a year takes 4 because they weren't urgent about it. They were getting feedback, they were making mistakes, and then they weren't urgent about fixing it. And for that reason, it ended up taking 4 years till they achieved something. Compared to you, because you're smart, the minute you do something wrong, you're as soon as possible fixing it. And because of that, you're achieving your goals within a year or 2 years. Because most people, they're like, why haven't I achieved? Why haven't I gotten so far along? Because you're failing to learn the lessons fast enough. You're waiting too long to learn lessons. That's why identifying when something is wrong is so important, because the sooner you fix it, the sooner you'll get what you want. You don't want to stay stuck in this feedback where you're getting feedback and you're not getting what you want, and then you're continuing to make the mistake. Because the thing is, most people would think when it comes to intelligence, like everyone is just born with their innate talent of intelligence, and some people are smart, some people are dumb, which is fine. But this is completely in your control. You being as urgent as you possibly can to fix a mistake is completely within your control. And that's what I love about the frameworks that I'm giving you guys, that I've also personally used on myself, because it makes all these things actionable and operational, and I can actually use them to be better. So if you want to be more intelligent, you just have to increase your urgency. You just have to be more, you have to just be quicker about fixing things when they go wrong. You just have to be quicker about it. Because if you are willingly choosing not to be quick, you're willingly choosing to be unintelligent, and that means you're willingly choosing to not achieve your goals as fast as you possibly can. That's your choice. No one is forcing you to do that. Whereas if you see your mistake, you get feedback, you realize something is a mistake, because obviously this is in the context of realizing you've made a mistake. Obviously, if you get feedback from something and you don't know if something is wrong or not, you don't know if something is a mistake. So you made a mistake, you're getting your feedback, right? And then you're like, boom, let me instantly change. Boom, change, which is good, because it means you want to achieve your goals fast. But there's some of you guys out here, or some of you guys watching this video right now, you're getting feedback, you're making mistakes right now, and you're still making the same mistakes you made. And you're wondering what's going on, right? Instead of just being urgent about it and just fixing it instantly and getting to the next milestone you need to get to so you can achieve your goals much faster. And as a bonus thing to think about that I think is really important, that is something you can take extreme, extraordinary advantage of, that I've personally taken advantage of in the 21st century, is just not only getting feedback from what you do, because when you do something, you're going to get feedback, obviously, right? And you're going to find out if it's a mistake or not, and then fix it. And of course, be urgent about it because you're smart and you want to be intelligent, right? But what else you can do is learn from other people's mistakes. And that's where you can increase the speed at which you achieve your goals tremendously. And it makes you even more intelligent. Because rather than you just going out and making all the mistakes and learning from them, even if you're going as fast as possible, you still lose time because you made a mistake. Because every single time you make a mistake, it's like a stop, right? Because if you're never making mistakes, you're just going straight. But if you're making a mistake, it's like stop, and then stop, and then stop, go, stop, continuing. But if you learn from other people, right, and they tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, boom, now you're avoiding mistakes you otherwise would have made on your own. Because you're an ignorant person. Because obviously if you had all the knowledge you need to have to achieve your goals, you would have achieved it already. But you're ignorant, right? So you do something, it's either not a mistake or it is. But you get this, you're like, stop starting. Whereas if you go to someone in your value circle, to quickly go over the value circle, like I usually do in most of my framework videos, the value circle is essentially people who help you achieve the goals that you seek. And they come in 3 forms. People who've either achieved what you want and they can give you information, or someone who wants to achieve the same thing as you and you could work with them, or the best kind, someone who's achieved what you want and you can work with them, right? You want to have as many people as possible in your life who are like this, because they can breathe information and knowledge into you so that you don't make the same mistakes that they did, and increase the speed at which you achieve your goals and your own personal intelligence, because you don't have to stop. You don't have to make the mistake. You can choose to avoid it and move further faster. You want to move further faster. Move further faster. And this is also why I'm a big fan of constantly reminding yourselves of lessons that you've learned, or understanding and deeply understanding the mistakes that you've made, so you don't make them again. Because what also happens to us often is that human beings are very forgetful. So we might make a mistake and forget about it because we fixed a mistake, right? But then we make the same mistake again, or we run into a very similar problem, right? And we forgot the lesson learned, and because of that, we make the same mistake. And this is why remembering lessons you learned is also really important for being intelligent, right? So that you can always making sure you're moving forward and you're not going backwards. Because when you make a mistake that you've already learned from, then you're going backwards essentially. You don't want to do that. So yeah. So if you want to be an intelligent person, which means the speed that you improve after making or realizing you've made a mistake, you need to get the feedback, right? You know you've made a mistake. You do something, you get the feedback, and then you need to change the next second. You want to lower the time it takes you to improve. You need to lower this time. For you right now, it might take you messing up or making a mistake 5 or 4 times, 6 times until you finally decide to improve. You want to dial that back as far as you humanly possible. Instead of it 6, it needs to take you 5. From 5 to 4, from 4 to 3, from 2 to 1. You do something once and it goes wrong, and you instantly fix it. Instantly. I'm telling you, for me, this has made the biggest difference in my life. This has made the biggest difference in my life for being an intelligent person. This has made easily the biggest difference. Because, like I told you for the bonus, I'm also learning from other people's mistakes. For the mistakes that other people have made, while also getting feedback from my own actions and realizing mistakes and instantly fixing them. And because of that, I'm moving way, way faster. And it's also why at the end of all these YouTube videos, I love to ask you guys, please give me feedback. Why? Because I can know that, I can use that feedback to realize I'm making a mistake and then urgently change and get closer to my goals, right? So that's why you guys should be doing the same exact thing. I'm telling you, if you master the speed of improving, if you increase your speed of development and improvement to an extreme level, nothing can stop you. You will achieve your goals so fast, you're like, I'm crazy. Like, I'm amazing. The speed at which I'm achieving these goals is crazy. You would really, really, really impress yourself. So yeah. So you just want to make sure, guys, be intelligent, please. Increase the speed at which you're improving, because making mistakes sucks. But if we can increase the speed that we learn from them, it really is not that bad, and we will achieve our goals a lot sooner. Because who does not want to be an intelligent person? When you do an action, make sure you get feedback from the action. Realize where you're making a mistake. The minute you get that feedback, because essentially the feedback is the mistake. The feedback is the mistake. So the feedback, the mistake, and the urgency is the change. I'm even going to write that real quick. So, because once again, really drilling this into your brain, extremely helpful. So mistake. So the feedback is the mistake. And then the urgency is the improvement. Right? Right. The feedback is the mistake. The urgency is the improvement. The minute we make that mistake, we want to improve. And as an extra bonus, if you really want to go like Super Saiyan God mode with this, you need to make sure that you learn from other people's mistakes, right? People who are further ahead of you, who can give you knowledge about the mistakes that they have made so you don't have to make it. Because you would be the most unintelligent person in the world if you are changing from when you make a mistake really slow and people are telling you the mistakes that they have made and you choose to make them. then you are just stupid. You are dumb. And I hope y'all don't want to be like that. You want to be the exact opposite. When you make a mistake, instantly change. And on top of that, to really go Super Saiyan God, you want to make sure to go get information from people who are in your value circle, people who have knowledge that they can give you for you to achieve your goals, and ask them, hey, what mistakes did you make? They'll tell you. You don't have to make those mistakes, and you will achieve your goals much faster. So yeah, please make sure to give me feedback on this video. Did this make sense? Was this helpful? Was this obvious? But the thing is, things being obvious is relative, because some things might be obvious to other people, some things might not be to other people, because people are in different positions in their life. But that's for a whole other video to talk about. But yeah, please give me feedback so I can improve as a YouTuber and drill these frameworks into your mind so you can achieve all the goals you want and become extremely successful. And make sure to like the video. It will boost it in the algorithm. More guys can see this, be more intelligent, achieve their goals much faster. And pretty much with that being said, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.